Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So today we are going to start our answer writing series with me, Manuj Jindal, and today in this answer writing series we are going to discuss our first answer, in which I will show you exactly how you can think of an answer, how you can write an answer, how you can present an answer, how you can brainstorm about the answer, how you can come up with points in the exam about the answer within the required time limit. Okay. Now today obviously I'm not going to stick to the time limit because I'm going to show you some basics, but I'm going to tell you exactly how to answer this particular very interesting question that was asked by UPSC last year. So first of all, I will write down the question. Normally in the UPSC exam, you will see a paper sheet on which the question is already written and there is a space below. There is a space that is always given below. So for example, this is the question here. This empty space will be given below where you can go ahead and actually write the answer. So it's very easy to actually do that in the question paper because you have the space where you need to write the answer. So the question is, why is India considered as a subcontinent? Elaborate your answer. 10 marks. This is a 10 marks question, 150 words. So you get around, let's say, 7 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes to answer this. Now if you know this answer, if you have an understanding of this question, what this question requires to be answered, go ahead and write it. Then you can come back and match it with mine later, and you can check what kind of steps I have used in order to answer this particular question. So in UPSC exam, the way I would go ahead is I would just write answer here and I will do like this, and then I will give the classic model. I am writing the rough here. Okay, this is the rough part. So intro, body, conclusion. Sometimes conclusion is not needed, so you can skip it, but intro and body are a must. These two things you have to definitely put for the answer writing. Okay. Number 2, what I used to do is, we used to get question paper, right? So like this, we will get the separate question paper where this question would be there. So in that question paper, I would actually write some points in rough right next to the question, so that I can use those points when I'm actually writing the actual answer, because sometimes you can mess up when you're actually writing the answer here. You can end up messing it up and then it doesn't look nice. So what I would do is I will write points, only points, like single word, 7-8 points. So here I know I have to talk from different points of view. I have to talk from geographical point of view, I have to talk from climatic point of view, right? I have to talk from population point of view. Why is India called a subcontinent? Because it's a very large mass of earth where all these diversities are there, right? Where geographical diversity is there, climatic diversity is there, where there is diversity of population, where there is unity in diversity. You can also talk about how different races are there. So this point can come within the population itself, sort of. Then there are different political identities, lingual identities. So I will move this. Okay, language. Then flora and fauna, like natural heritage that we have as a country. So all these points are going to come. So I would do this sort of a rough work quickly within a period of 30-40 seconds on the question paper, that is separate from this answer sheet. This is the answer sheet in UPSC that you get, but I will do that separately, and then I would just go ahead and write down this answer. So you don't do this in obviously every question. In some questions we have the freedom to do it, we have the time to do it, so we do it, but that is something that I like to do. So I would also recommend to all of you that you can potentially do it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and write this particular answer. First of all, what have I told you about introductions? For an introduction, always define the main concept that has been asked in the question. So define the main concept. Okay, so we are going to define the main concept here. which is obviously subcontinent. A subcontinent, normally I would use blue pen only, normal uniball blue pen, is a part or can be defined, you can also write can be defined as a part of a continent that has its distinct geographical, political, social में linguistic आ जाएगा, so that's why cultural identity, why India is a subcontinent. So I define it in my introduction, and then I come to the body where I am going to tell exactly why India is a subcontinent. I am going to elaborate upon that particular point, that India is a subcontinent. Okay, so the first point will be obviously geography. India is 7th largest country in the world. Surrounded by Himalayas in the north and Indian Ocean in the south. It has a desert Thar in the western part, and a network of large rivers such as Ganga and Brahmaputra. All this is nothing but of a continental scale. You can write that. Okay, then you can also see plate tectonics are very important. So India is a separate plate which collided with the Eurasian plate. Hence India is considered a subcontinent as well. Okay. Now you have given these two important points around geography. You can also draw a diagram here. Not necessary, but see, always learn to draw a diagram because that will always help you in the actual paper. I normally used to use a pencil while drawing the diagram, but pen is also okay because you don't have the time. So learn to draw basic Indian map. See, obviously this is not to scale, this is not a perfect map, and in no way, if there is any kind of not a perfect representation in this map, please, I would like to okay, see, in exam it becomes hard to delete, because if you have done it with map, if you have done it with pen, it is difficult to delete, but it's okay. I mean, the examiners also understand that you have limitations because of time, etc. So this is a very rough Indian map. Sorry for the bad drawing here today. Then I will also show the Andaman Islands. Please don't forget the Lakshadweep Islands. Okay, so you can show here Himalayas. Okay, so you can mark here Himalayas, Indian Ocean, plate tectonics, things like that. So you can mark here the Thar. So like that the person gets an idea what. So geographical features of Indian distinct subcontinent. Now this ये पूरा geography के around हो गया. Okay, and you have marked the diagram also. Now you can move to the second point, which will be obviously about the population diversity, the unity and diversity. So population India is home to the largest population on earth, as well as a mix of many races, religions, castes, tribes, etc. reside here. So that gives a anthropological reason, population reason that such a diverse number of people, or the kind of people who live in India are so diverse that obviously it becomes a very kind of like a continent. Then political identity. What are you going to write? Obviously, largest democracy in the world with robust institutions and a strong constitution that has proven the test of time. Okay, and then finally you can write about flora and fauna, home to endemic species that are not found anywhere else, and also home to deciduous forests, evergreen forests, alpine forests, evergreen, etc. So you can write that, and then obviously you can end. You don't have to write the conclusion like I said, but you can, if you want to write, you can write. So all these different factors clearly show, that India is a subcontinent or considered a subcontinent. See, don't try to kind of cross this line too many times. They are given this line for a reason. Sometimes it's okay, but mostly try to stay in this line. In the actual exam, you will have this line. Try to do the rough work wherever possible. There is very little time. See, this is must for essay, but for answer writing, I am not sure. You might not have the time. So just to learn to do brainstorming, I showed you. Just to learn and to do brainstorming. For learning purposes, I showed you this particular rough work. Once you become adept at answer writing, when you become good at answer writing, you will not need to do all this rough work. Okay, and in introduction, always try to define the main concept, and this is how you can write an answer. I will post this as a PDF. You can download it and access it, and hopefully you like this answer writing session. Bye.